Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Art with Yogaidr. This is Yogi's side. Today we are going to be doing 3 thumbnails. Ooh, and usually I have a reference whenever I make my thumbnails, but whenever I do these live, it's more fun not to. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, normally I would get a reference. Sometimes I didn't put that reference into Photoshop just so I can have it right there. Yep. Not today!
So, alright. So, today we're going to be doing this. So, 3 thumbnails to draw, and it's all for Cat in the Hat month. So, of course, first things first, you guys saw, or 3, yes, sorry. If you guys saw our ones from Mayo month, I drew the thumbnail for his art video. So, you know what? I'm going to start with that. So we gotta get a background color first. This is always important, and I'll have you guys know my secrets is I always choose one of these. I hope is it catching my mouse on OBS? I just thought about that.
I can see it, but you're not showing me OBS.
Okay.
I know OBS is being weird with me too.
It does have mouse capture. Perfect. Okay. So, anyways, So my trick is I always do one of these preset colors for a thumbnail background. So in this case, I want to use something red, but I don't want to use something too dark. So I'm going to go with pink.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
make those eyes bleed.
Yeah, otherwise I would go with...
I was going to say, I actually wanted it to either be pink or lime green.
Well, those were actually my 2 that I was thinking of. Funny enough, I think I used lime green for last year. I'm not sure though.
Well, now you have to look it up and check.
I think lime green is probably my most used background color, I want to say.
You used lime green for the part 1 of the PS2 game. I see that right away.
Yeah.
You used dark green for the movie 1.
So I have to get my...
You drew a U.
Yeah, so I have to get my... I have to make it so my color 2 is the background, so that way I can, like, erase things properly on paint, because trust me, I'm a paint connoisseur. There we go. So first things first, we got to make our beautiful Mayo jar.
You know, I've only found a single lime green one so far.
Really? I always thought it was one of my more...
Seemed to be really big on dark blue.
Oh, really? I know I did for the slide.
Dark blue and dark green.
Ah, maybe I was thinking of dark green then.
The lime green I've only seen one. There's another. You use dark green for PR.
I know I think I used lime.
Dark green for the Psychonauts one. That one actually makes sense.
I think I used lime green for the first part of the PS2 game. I think you mentioned that though.
Yes, that's the only one I've seen it on so far. You use a bunch of dark green. Oh my goodness, that's probably like half your thumbnails.
I used, I think, lime green for Ratchet and Clank. The Ratchet and Clank 1. The one that I LP'd.
One is red, actually.
No, for the first part. The last part's red, yes.
Well, now I have to go back to 4 Megamind month to look. So what was... Oh, wait, never mind. That was actually mine.
You know you could just look at...
Abomination thumbnail?
You know you could just look at the playlists, right?
I could, but that's...
Fair. All right, so
should probably.
What is your favorite color, Mr. Mayo?
You used lime green for part 1, but it was a different lime green. You used lime green for the final part of Bubsy.
Nice. Oh, awful. I mean, so what's your favorite color, Mayo?
Purple. Let's go purple. I'm sure that won't clash at all with the pink.
Alright, so here's a Mayo jar.
Very well done. Nice.
Now I gotta give him a
You
little...
have a red. That one's mine. So does.
Now I have
To
to
be fair,
give
most of
him
the thumbnails make my month remind.
some nice legs and feet.
I'm already getting more flashbacks to these stupid thumbnails I had to make last year. Oh, there's. Oh, wait, no, that was mine too. What he did for me was gray.
Oh, really?
And another gray. 2 reds and 2 grays so far. And that's all you did for that month. The rest of those are mine. Probably my worst thumbnail I ever made. That month. That thing is the Mega Mind. I redrew that stupid thing like 5 times. Eventually I just gave up.
Now we're just gonna give him his gloves, because I always imagine my mayonnaise jar friend with gloves. And
Sure, it has something to do with the swole mayonnaise art I drew for Romper Crew like a year change ago.
the original one?
The only one.
The only one doesn't have his hands on screen.
Does it? I thought it did.
It does not, actually.
Oh, wait, no. No, maybe it doesn't because I was really bad doing hands back then.
Oh, I mean, I just do my hands like this, usually, if applicable. You've seen my original Sonic art.
Yeah, I still have it on my computer. Yeah, nope, there's no hands. There's really bulky arms, completely torn up shirt. But no hands. Funny story. I originally intended to actually change that by the month based on the game, but that clearly became way too much work.
Honestly, understandable. Now, I think last year...
I had a Mario one, but I didn't get it this time.
If I remember, last year, I gave you a paintbrush.
You did, actually.
And this year, I'm going to give you a pencil. Because that seems right, you know? Because you're using a pencil to draw things, you know? A little pencil. You're using an orange one because you were like, yellow ones are gross. And now I really hope...
tell what it was that... Oh, you actually use basic colors for the brush. I can barely see the thumbnail.
So you guys can't see it, unfortunately. I don't know if you can. Can you see it when I'm editing colors like this?
Not really, no.
You don't see the little pop-up menu and that shows like the palette?
No, it just looks normal.
Well, so you guys can't see it, but sometimes if you look up here where the colors are, you can see the new colors that I'm adding. Ignore this. I was screwing around earlier with Mayo, and I increased the brightness on a color because I was making a chicken tender for him. So, yeah, whenever a new color's added, I'll make sure to tell you guys, and then I'll put it right here. So, yeah, I honestly just wanted to make sure I was still recording. So he's got a pencil in one hand.
Yeah.
And that means he has to have a really oversized eraser in the other hand. I honestly didn't...
The pencil you gave me have an eraser on it?
What? Well, yes.
So it's just total overkill. That's exactly what I would do.
And this is his eraser. I honestly wasn't intending on making it this big, but you know, it's too late to go back.
Is comedically huge.
Which is, you know, it's perfect for Cat in the Hat, you know? Comically large stuff. Oh god, my mouse screwed up. You know what? I am...
Keep it!
Keeping it like that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, my mouse...
Oh no, mine does it all the time. I had to buy a new mouse for this computer because I just could not draw with my old one for a while. I remember there was a few thumbnails I did where I had so many bad lines on it because of it. Granted, they still look terrible. They look
why did I put text there? Do you still draw on that computer you're currently using?
Yeah.
Nice. So that's where you make all your beautiful thumbnails?
Yeah. What actually are they done? Because I know I've done a few lately. I mean, there was Atlantica, Sly 2, Moose.
Thank you for doing the
abomination
Atlantica.
that was the Cat in the Hat fish.
Thank you for doing the Atlantica one. He didn't even have to, guys. He just decided to.
It would have been wrong if it didn't have one, you know?
True. So,
I still love how Donald looks almost perfect, and then Goofy just looks like an abomination.
Goofy looks pretty good. All right, so we're almost done with his art.
That's funny about.
All right, so now we just have to do something that would be equally comical. Because I think last time too, I gave you like an actual like painter thingy. You know, like
you gave me a canvas.
Yeah, like a canvas and everything, and the thing.
I did the same for you.
Yeah, the thing that holds it up. So this time, we're gonna get a little futuristic. All right. So it's gonna be coming from the ceiling, instead of being like a normal one. And there's gonna be like a. Hold on. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me get that back. There we go. We're gonna get rid of some of this so there's actually some space for the square. And then we don't do it like that because I don't like it when my lines go over other lines. It makes me very upset. And then we do this. And that's the paper. So it comes down from the ceiling, right? And it's just like a paper for him to draw on. And it's really funny because his overly sized eraser is substantially larger than the paper that he is working on. And then what we do is, because I probably can't fit the cat's face here, we just make his hat, because that's the thing that people remember him for. So we make his hat like this. I know this looks really phallic, but you know.
So does the hat.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that makes it look a little less phallic, but whatever. And then we'll.
It kind of makes it look a little more, but you know.
We'll add,
now it's looking a little less.
Now we'll add the lines. So here's the funny part, though, right? Because Mayo's using a normal pencil. He can't have these special colors. So what he does is he just shades it. So how we're gonna do that is we're just gonna make it one shade of gray, and then I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do it how all the other artists shade. You know, they just do it like this. You know.
You know, the sad thing is that's actually kind of how I do shading.
Exactly. So this is
Honestly, I do more than that, but yeah.
This is the gradient of shade that Mayo Doctor in this case was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. But when he was making this gradient of shade, see, every picture has to have a story behind it, or every drawing, right? But he was like, you know what, I want this to be like double dark. So it has a little bit of both. So he makes it even more dark in some sections, like this. I don't
even think you're doing this on purpose, but this is coming across more and more like one of my actual drawings.
This is unintentionally the first time anyone's probably ever seen me shade too. And then Mayo was like, you know, this looks fine. Then he looks at this little corner and he's like, no, it looks really lonely. So he fixes it up a little bit. He decides to start shading it like this for himself. So you know, then it doesn't look nearly as lonely. And then down here he was like, oh no, I forgot it. So let me just do that. And he was like, I did it. I made the cat's hat. This actually doesn't look that bad, and I hate that it doesn't look that bad. It
actually looks tolerable.
The hat is unironically the best thing that is here.
Like, I don't even know how I drew it. I don't have eyes.
He did. I think you did in the last.
Yes, I did.
You know what? Let me just do that.
I thought you were just gonna make it one eye. That's gonna be a cyclops.
What color are your eyes?
Whatever makes it funnier to look at.
All right, so green, my favorite color of green. And you're looking at the ground because you're an astute artist.
I'm staring at the eraser. Stupid eraser.
I mean, I could
The
change
pencil eraser, mind you.
Okay. I thought you meant the big eraser. I was like, I can change that real quick. And then
tiny eraser.
And
big
then
eraser will erase small eraser.
And then he's because you're an artist, you got your mouth over here, and it's like you got your tongue sticking out, like artists do.
How'd you know?
And I'm just gonna make it the same color as
the eraser. Well, what did you think the erasers were made out of? Hello.
Of course, Mayo Doctor tongues.
Of course.
And then we zoom out, see how it's looking, and we're like, that's looking pretty good. And then I'm like, but what about this space right here? So there's only one thing I could do. And this is for Mayo Doctor, because I know he would appreciate this.
Time. It's a square! It's a cupcake!
What are you gonna do? This? And then you go...
It's a mushroom!
And you go... you gotta make this a little lighter. And you do like that. And then you go like this. It's toast.
It's a very beautiful toast. I definitely knew that from the beginning. Don't judge me.
And that is the art of Mayo's beautiful drawing. The hat still doesn't look that bad, and you know what? I'll take it.
Okay.
It looks kind of decent. And of course you guys can't see it, I don't think, which is fine because I don't want you guys seeing all my files anyways. There's nothing inappropriate, but I don't want you seeing my picture files. Anyways, and I'm gonna name this one Mayo Draws with Intent. And that's what it is. Mayo can probably see it up here now. Mayo Draws with Intent.png.
Yeah.
And okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next drawing. Now that that one's done.
Are we doing GBA or PS2, or does it even matter?
Now we're gonna do the GBA game first because there's only one thumbnail I thought in my mind, and I was like, this would be perfect. Kind of. We haven't beaten the GBA game or the PS2 game, but I already know what I'm going to do for both of them.
I already know how the GBA game is. I don't know how the PS2 game.
I don't know how either of them end, so what I'm going to do here
Somebody found out because it was so silly.
We're gonna do I mean, any color could work. So for Mayo, I'm gonna do lime green. And what we're gonna do is there was only one thing I truly thought about, and I was like, this would work. All right.
Oh.
Because it was just too good. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do like this.
Draw an ocean.
Yeah. And then what we're gonna do is we have to make our
ocean of the grass.
We have to make our color to this too, and that part is important. And then I think that's a little too long, so we're gonna get rid of some of that. And then we're gonna do a little bit of this. That's gonna be like this.
It's a giant fly swatter.
Then I think Mayo truly knows where this is gonna go in the long run.
I'm actually not sure. Just anything it looks.
Then we're gonna make it a little 3D because 3-dimensional stuff is awesome. But I'm not gonna.
Man than I almost never risk 3D items.
Though I'm not gonna change this. Though I realistically should actually. You know what? I am gonna change it because it's gonna bug me otherwise. From a realistic standpoint, and you know we only do realism on this channel, and that's why we're doing Cat in the Hat month.
Before that, we did Megamind month.
Yeah, which is realistic. So a little do that, and then I just gotta fix that up. Perfect. And now what we're gonna do is just do this, and then we do this. Now Mayo probably knows exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were drawing the box that all the goop comes out from Cat's World. But this is way better.
Of course it's way better for you, Mayo.
Of course it is.
And I mean, if I knew what the final boss was, that's what I likely would have done. But
final bosses, and they're both freaking bizarre. Don't worry.
But this was like the next best thing to me. All right. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this because I feel like this is probably the only other thing that's going to be as appropriate. And so here's the toaster boss for all you uninformed, and I'm just gonna make like another little toast behind it.
Don't forget the toaster boss had hands.
Oh, did it? Thank you.
Yeah, it did. No eyes though.
No eyes. Unfortunate. So
did it have a little?
We're gonna just do it like this. So it has two little toasts. This one's flying out a bit. Then we've got to give him hands, so it's gonna be like, I'm angry. An angry toast.
Oh no, those are words that should not go together, you know.
And unlike the cat, they got five fingers. And then you go, I'm an angry toaster. You go whoop, and then you go whoop, and then sometimes I get little fat fingers, you know. Happens.
Pinky is bigger than two of the other fingers.
I don't know if he had gloves, but in my mind, he now has gloves.
I can't actually tell.
He has Mickey Mouse gloves, specifically. Exactly. So there's his Mickey Mouse gloves, and his arm color they're going to be human arm colors or the bread arm colors because that's creepy. And
we're going with the Sonic approach.
And from the distance, who else could it be but the cat's long hand?
This arm is longer than the cat's hat.
And what is he doing? Take a guess, Mayo.
Really, he's going to unplug the toaster so he can safely indulge himself in the wonders of toast.
Of course. Instead,
toast can't fight back with the power.
Instead, though, he's going to be doing his new technique.
Finger gunning.
Yes.
Okay, I admit I did not see that coming.
Look, the cat was like, I do what I know what's best to do. And I'm using my new technique. Finger gunning. So he pokes at it. And this is looking pretty good so far. So the cat's
Honestly, you could probably get away with just this.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is perfection. I feel like if I add more to this perfect art, wait, no, there's one thing I should do. Because some people might not know what this is. You have to do the age-old, you have to put the name on the brand, on the product. So we have to do toe.
So
for some reason I was thinking of toad and it was throwing me off.
I thought you were trying to deliberate whether or not you wanted to make it a big capital A or a little small A.
Toast. And I'll fix that little error that I did there. Let me just do this. It makes it much easier on my life. Oh, that looks ugly.
You're better off before. Oh, it looks alright.
Yeah, this looks fine now. We do this. Do toast.
Toast. Oh.
I was debating on doing it just like this, but we had to do that, and then you gotta have a capital first letter, a capital T for some reason in the middle, and then we have to capitalize the last letter too.
Brilliant. The legs that the R is standing on look like they're gonna fall over.
They do. I need to move this closer. The R closer. It's kind of like by itself. I feel kind of sorry for it. Let me just do this transparent selection. There we go. Toaster, and then because there's been no butter, unfortunately, we make a stick of butter on the toaster.
Of course, that's the toaster company's symbol, I guess. The symbol is a stick of butter.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna dabble in that 3-dimensional space yet again.
I don't know. I don't know if my heart can take any more of that third space.
That third dimension. There we go. And then what's a really buttery color? Let's just go with yellow. There we go. And there we go. Now we got to give it a beautiful name, of course, and we call it. I'm gonna call it Cat Has a Hat Poking Toaster. And then we have to put GBA just so I know this is the GBA art.
Right. Yeah. It's gonna be a week or so before this goes.
Yeah. I also kind of like how the wire kind of looks like an extension to the hand of the cat. That wasn't intentional.
Is this gonna become the new Crash Nose?
I guess so.
Those of you that haven't followed our channel very much, our Crash thumbnails have had Crash's nose get increasingly longer over the years to the point of straight up parody.
Yep, and I'm gonna never stop doing that. All right, so the final art is for the PS2 game, and there's only one thing I had intended and planned for this, and I told Mayo about it, and this is going to be the only boss in the game. Because for some reason they used this boss several times. I think it's even
they've used it twice so far. That's as far as we've gotten so far.
It's actually the final boss. I remember I googled it.
Oh my god! Of course it is.
Or at least it's the third boss. I don't know if that's necessarily the final boss. So I'm going. This is based off of pure memory at this point. So I think what it was like. Kind of like a robot, like this.
I guess it's kind of an oyster shape.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make a little segment right here for Baldy to sit in.
Baldy.
And then I know it had hands. So, but what I'm gonna do is because look at this look at this space we have here, right? So I'm gonna put it up here, and Baldy's gonna go on the top, right? So there's only one thing to properly do, and that's to make ridiculous hands, arms. I mean, so this is going to be the arms of the right arm specifically. And I don't remember what the fist looks like, so I'm going to do something special, and I'm going to give it spiky fingers. But since this is the Cat in the Hat, it has 4 fingers, and I'm not fixing its messed up whatever finger that is.
Conjointed thumb and whatever.
Yeah. Budget cuts. They had budget cuts when making this robot. They had to stop somewhere, Then I'll section that off, and then we do another one, and it's more like this, and then it ends like right here, and then it goes like.
Wow, dude!
And then we also do the. A hand looks even worse. Oh my lord. And then yeah, you do like that. I think it was like all weird shades of brown. It was darker brown. I know that.
I think it was darker, but almost a black.
Yeah, I'll just do this for now because my eyes are dying right now. Huh?
So it's fine. Mine are too.
Yeah, and then I know had eyeballs. It's kind of boring, unfortunately, looking. So you know what, we're gonna add.
Turning into Froggy.
We're gonna. It really is. We're gonna give it its own character. It's gonna have pink eyes like this. Oops. You know what? Actually, yeah. It's gonna look like this, and you know, because I always thought the middle part looked like a mouth. I know it extends, but it looks like a mouth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it stick its tongue out also, like right down the middle, like this.
As you do, of course. Brilliant.
And now it looks definitely like a frog.
When you're done with this, would you mind changing its head base color to green? I want to see how much it actually changes. Or are you just gonna do it? Oh my god, it is Froggy.
All right, well I'm not changing it from green now. And Baldy, what color shirt was Baldy wearing? Do you know offhand?
Purple,
I think it was a pinkish purple. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna make his big old neck come out of here, and we're running out of space, so we had to be like.
Okay, you're changing it. Like for a second, I thought you were gonna make him look like one of the Bonanza brothers.
And then he basically does, and then we had to give him really edgy hair.
But he's bald.
Like, oh, you're right. Yeah, we had to make him bald. That is very important. He is bald in our headcanon. Therefore, he has a little lump in his head because I'm not changing that. So there we go. And then we gotta give him eyes. We gotta make him really angry. I'm mad. Gosh dang cat. And I don't know what color his eyes are, so I'm just gonna give him like
whatever color.
I'm gonna go with brown because it's the most common eye color. That looks awful.
Don't change. Oh no! Don't change it.
I'm changing that one. And then we get him going. Curse
you, cat!
Curse you, cat!
My plot for world domination or whatever is ruined.
My plot.
So this is definitely in the book.
My plot to get him to the boot camp military school has been foiled by you, grrr.
Even more depressing fact that this plot failed. This plot to get Cat in the Hat, the movie too.
I missed that sequel. It should have happened.
Should have. It's gonna be called The Cat Strikes Back because you know the book.
And then he's like, grrr, I'm mad.
You know, he looks nothing like Baldy, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
He's like, grrr, and he's riding a big old frogman. So now we gotta detail the frog a little bit. The frog vehicle. I mean, it does kind of look like a frog in game too, like just all steampunkified.
A little bit, I guess.
So you know what? I'm not too upset about doing it like this. You know, we gotta bend the rules of creativity. I think Dr. Seuss would be proud of us.
I mean, to be fair, I don't remember it anywhere in the book where it had this monstrosity. I don't even remember the part where Baldy was in the book.
Neither do I. I remember the kids in the things.
Yeah.
And that's
I don't
really
even remember
it.
the mom.
I don't even remember the box. Oh, oops. I don't want to make his entire face that color. Yeah, I don't remember the mom either. So there's his detailed face, and then we have to make this a little bit of a darker brown, and so to differentiate his arms, and then we'll shade it a little bit. I'll do a little bit more of that shading. So
more shading,
so it looks slightly better. Don't expect me to shade all of the art ever. This is like a one-time exception right here. And then do it like this, Will this?
It just looks like he forgot to shave his arms.
He's a hairy frog, all right.
Correct, of course.
One would think frogs are slimy, but he's hairy.
This is a mutant frog.
Yeah, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but he's like a frog.
No, where's that TV show?
The Mutant Frog.
Yes.
Sounds like one of those like 40s monsters movies. From the 40s.
Yes. Yes.
The Mutant Frog.
Bring it on!
Why don't we make that movie? I think we'd be great at that. We'd have Big the Cat and everything in it.
I don't want to do it unless you can be given a budget that has at least 3 zeros more than it realistically should.
And we'd be filming it in Disneyland, and we'd probably get kicked out. It'd be great.
So, what would we do for the rest of the movie? We just shoot it in the parking lot where they can't kick us out?
Exactly. And then the end of the film is the cops coming and...
Oh, no.
And
will there ever be a sequel?
And stopping us. And then we have like daily uploads like already in advance, and we commentate over it in advance just in case this situation was to happen, and nobody would ever know unless they watched this specific video. That during that time, why are we gone? Oh, it's because the mutant frog had to be filmed, and
it was very important,
and we couldn't.
That's why we suddenly stopped live streaming.
Yeah, because it's the mutant frog requires the justice he needs. The more I say the mutant frog, the more I enjoy the idea of this film. Say it with me.
Hold on. Mutant frog. I need to see if this actually exists. Mutant frog movie. Well, there's a movie called Frogs. Hell Comes to Frog Town.
What the frick?
I'm going Hell Comes to Frog. What is this? They got a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
Nice. I hope it's one of those really terrible B movie budgets, like more like a C movie.
You know what? I'm just gonna send you the IMDb link. You can gauge it based on the box art, stuff like that.
Maybe it'll be
it looks pretty. Looks pretty cheesy to me.
Maybe it'll be something I can get on like Amazon Video and just chill back with a friend one day and just get drunk or something, just to have a good time. I mean, I wouldn't get drunk. I would probably just have a few drinks because I can't have alcohol with my medicine or too much alcohol because it's bad. And,
okay, reading through the synopsis, this sounds extremely stupid. But it might be stupid in the best way possible.
Heck
Feels
yeah.
like one of those movies.
So there's the shading, and there's Baldy, and he's like, "Curse you, cat!" And that's the art of the PS2 game. What do you think, Mayo?
I love it. Look at all that Baldy.
Perfect.
I feel like I need to... I don't know if the word is to lower or increase my standards for my version, but...
And then we save this image as Baldy says "Curse you, cat" in PS2 code. So now I remember, it's like the PS2 games art. Yeah. And that's going to be the end of my art video for Cat in the Hat month. let me just end the video off by zooming in on this frog face. So yeah, we will see you guys in the next video after this, which I don't even know what is offhand. Probably the PS2 games, if I had to guess.
Considering that's going up 3 days a week, yes.
So we will see you then, and I hope you guys stick around for when Mayo's art shows up. You guys will see at least one in advance, because you will see the thumbnail of my art along, because he's going to be drawing the thumbnail for my art. See you guys next time. Chicken tenders.
All toasters toast.
Goodbye.
Also, Mutant Frog movie.
Yes, Mutant Frog the movie, coming to a theater near you. Goodbye.